Hello everyone, this is Devin Thorpe and I'm with Scott Mills today. We're here in a rare in-studio interview. I'm accustomed to doing the hangout, talking to people all around the world. Today I've already talked to people as far away as Israel, but here I have today a friend from right here in Salt Lake City, and honored to have Scott Mills. Scott is the organist for the First United Methodist Church here in downtown Salt Lake City. And the church is in the midst of a renovation of their magnificent organ. This is the oldest organ in Salt Lake City, right, Scott?
That is correct.
And I've heard you play it. It is just magnificent, but it isn't as magnificent as it once was, nor as it could be. Is that right?
That is correct, and thank you very much, Devin, for the privilege of being here today. The organ is the oldest organ in Utah, Idaho, and Nevada. It came here in 1906. The congregation of the First United Methodist Church started long before then and has quite a history. And the First United Methodist Church, where I play, on 2nd East and 2nd South in downtown Salt Lake City, was established in 1906. That's when the Kilgen organ was installed in 1906. It has had some updates over the years, but never a full-fledged major renovation. And we are happy to say that we are on our way now to restoring this organ to its full glory.
Well, it is magnificent. And it's interesting, when we talk about organs in Salt Lake City, there is a pretty famous organ just up the road.
It's the greatest organ of the world. The Mormon Salt Lake Tabernacle organ is the greatest organ of the world.
Well, that is a wonderful comparison to make, but the First United Methodist Church organ is older, and it is magnificent. Tell us a little bit about the process of the restoration. The work has already begun. Now, what are you doing to actually restore this organ?
And the organ, of course, is on a much smaller scale than the Salt Lake Tabernacle organ. But it's incredible. What we're doing is we are removing the pipes. We have a local organ builder that has undertaken this project with the greatest deal of confidence, and we have the greatest amount of confidence and respect. And they've removed it. They're going to meticulously clean it, repair it, put it all back together again, put it in, along with other pipes that we have obtained here in Salt Lake City. The Masonic Temple organ pipes are going to be, some of those are going to be incorporated in our renovation. And so it's going to just be a wonderful instrument when it is complete.
Yeah. So, how did you come by getting those Masonic Temple pipes to add to your organ?
Well, we were in conversation with the Masonic Temple. They were hesitant to give them up. They weren't up for sale by any means, but we were able to talk with them and negotiate a way to be able to obtain those pipes. And originally,
it's really wonderful.
Originally, those were in the old American Theater, which was located on Main Street in Salt Lake City, which was one of the largest silent movie theaters of its day.
Wow. Well, as we think about this work, you mentioned that the work has already begun. What's the name of the group that's doing this?
The Bigelow Organ Company.
You said they're down in American Fork, just south of Salt Lake City.
Yes, just about 35 miles south of here. And they are engaged right now in doing the work and the cleaning and the repairs.
And now you told me they'd already removed some of the guts of the organ from behind the scenes.
About 90%. And they're going to be cleaning and repairing those and getting them all back in pristine order. One interesting thing, several years ago, the old blower that has been there nearly 100 years, we had that rebuilt and repaired. And they told me that, hey, this thing is ready to last another 100 years. And so this organ, with the major repair that it's undergoing right now, it's going to be here for generations to come, which is absolutely wonderful. We're doing this for the legacy.
Yeah, I've heard you play the organ in the sanctuary there, and it is just a magnificent venue because it's much smaller than the tabernacle. So the organ, relatively speaking, seems larger, right? So it's just such a wonderful place to sit and listen to, of course, a master like you playing that organ. I bet you're excited to see that thing restored to its full glory.
Oh, I am just pinching myself. But the First United Methodist Church downtown, the sanctuary is a beautiful and wonderful intimate space. You know, there have been people that have come into our sanctuary and they've said, you know, I've driven past or have walked past this church many, many times, but have never been inside. And the stained glass windows in that church tell the stories of the Bible. And you can sit there and you can feel peace and serenity. The organ has been a very big part of that church. And Dr. Frank Asper, who once was a tabernacle organist, he was organist and music director there for many years. One of the other organists of the Salt Lake Tabernacle, Edward P. Kimball, was the first organist. And so, and then when I first came, the organist and the tradition was to always have a prelude and a postlude and feature the organ, and that's just absolutely wonderful. We have had organ recitals there over the years since 2009 when we started raising money for this organ renovation. It's called the Wesleyan Sermon Organ Recital Series, and we have promoted the restoring of the organ and have invited many community organists from around Salt Lake City and Provo to come and participate in those recitals.
Yeah, that's magnificent. Well, Scott, you hinted at the fundraising that you're doing. This organ isn't going to restore itself. You've been raising money, and it's really been a multi-year project. You've raised hundreds of thousands of dollars already. You launched about 6 months ago a crowdfunding campaign to raise the last 100,000 or so. You've raised now 75,000 of that, right?
That's correct, and we are very appreciative of your tutelage, Devin, and everything in this project to really move this on. It's been very exciting to see the money come in from the crowdfunding campaign. And our goal is $100,000. And as of today, we are just over $76,000. And so in order to get that extra $35,000, we need to raise $110,000. And so we are very hopeful that that will come in the next few weeks.
Well, so do I. I hope so too. One of the interesting things that that came about as you were working on raising the money for this is the LDS Church stepped up with a donation, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the ones with the big organ down the street. It was nice to see them step up with a contribution to help you with this piece. And at some level, I think maybe that gives Latter-day Saints in the community permission to contribute to this cause without feeling disloyal to their own church, don't you think?
We are very appreciative, extremely appreciative of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, along with so many others that have so generously and lovingly supported this worthy project.
Who are some of the other big donors that have stepped up with larger donations to help with the project?
Well, there's been quite a few, and
that's great. That's great. Well, it is just a magnificent thing. So if people are interested in donating to the campaign, where do they go online to make a donation?
3300pipes.org. So 3300pipes.org, and they can make a donation there. We have had some of our large donors have come right within the walls of our own congregation, and it's just been amazing.
That's wonderful. So 3300pipes.org, that's where people can go to make a donation, to learn more, to see some pictures. It's just a magnificent, magnificent organ. This is a tremendous community resource for the city of Salt Lake. It's a vital part of the worship for the congregation. It's really an important community asset. So I would really encourage everyone to take a few minutes and make a donation of what you can to support the restoration of this magnificent centennial organ. I mean, it's over 100 years old. Magnificent. So 3300pipes.org, right, Scott?
That's correct.
Okay. All righty. Thank you very much, Scott. Now,
thank you, Devin.
let's do some good.